Hey everyone, it's Mark David Heiser from Day Did You Win? And last week I started off doing my first training recap of the week, talking about my training for the Milwaukee Marathon, which, if many of you have already heard or you saw my last couple of videos, that has been now postponed to October. They moved the race totally to October. They haven't set a date yet, but that made me refocus my training. So I don't have a marathon right now, at least right now for the spring. So I am now training for the Indianapolis 500 Festival mini marathon, which is going to be on May 8th. So we're going to start over again, and we're going to start my training now for a half marathon. So as I said, my original race goal for this spring was Milwaukee Marathon. That got pushed back to October. And I found this out Tuesday afternoon of last week. So obviously when I talk about my training, Monday and Tuesday runs, those are still for my marathon training. There's not going to really matter that much. For instance, I'm going to just tell you right now, Monday's run, 4-mile recovery run. That was coming off of almost a 15-mile run. It was supposed to be 19, but if you remember, I slipped, fell. Didn't feel like finishing it up. Fell hard on my knee. Wanted to make sure it was okay. My knee is fine, by the way. So I've been able to run consistently ever since. So I did 4 miles, and I did that at 9:05 to 11:30 pace. I was right down there at that 9:05 pace. It's, I take advantage of these easy days now. I really try to follow them. But for some of the easier runs, I'm more on the faster side of what my plan calls for. And once again, I'm using the Run with Hal app. It's by Hal Higdon. You can find it on any of your Apple or, I'm sure, Android marketplaces. You can find that app. And it's a great tool, especially if you don't have a coach. You can do a free trial. You can do a free program, or you can pay extra and get a little bit more for it. I think we paid somewhere around $25 for a year. So it's a good alternative. Like I said, though, Monday's run was a 9:05 to 11:35 pace, and I was right there around 9:05. Tuesday, my run was a 5-mile recovery run again, and that was, once again, at the 9:05 to 11:35 pace. Kept it right there at the 9:15 pace. I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at right now as far as my training goes. Like I said, my knee is fine. The fall didn't hurt me any, and I'm still on my regular training plan right now. So as I said, Tuesday afternoon, though, I got the news that the Milwaukee Marathon has been postponed now until October. And so after researching other races, figured out there really wasn't much else for me to do as far as marathons. So I already registered for Indy Mini a few weeks back. So that's where I'm focusing on now. So now the training really starts to change quite a bit. So Wednesday, I did a 3-mile base run. This is a little bit faster and easier pace, but still not too difficult. And I ran that, my goal pace was 8:45 to 9:20. I was right there, right that 8:45 pace. Once again, it just felt good, just kind of stretch the legs out just a little bit more than what I'm used to for an easier run at least. Thursday was 6 miles. Now, this was more of a speed or interval run. The first 2 miles were warm-up, 10 minutes to 12:45 pace. I'm telling you, it is a struggle sometimes for me to run a 10-minute pace. And, and that's not saying I'm not like a fast runner or anything like that, but it's just compared to when I'm used to running for an easy run, that's a lot slower. But, at the same time, it's getting my legs ready, and it actually helps me feel better when it gets to the intervals. So I did 6 times 400 meters with a 400-meter recovery in between. And my goal was to run 7:15 to 8-minute pace. Now, this day, we did just get snow in the morning. I stuck to our bike path or our walking path that we have in a park that's a little bit over half a mile long. I stuck with that. The town has done a really good job of keeping that clear. But like I said, we did get snow that morning, so it hadn't been totally clear yet, but it's still much more manageable than trying to run on the roads. And so I did, I stuck with it. I was probably around 7:15 to 7:30. Dropped off a couple of them just only because of the snow. Just trying to make sure I didn't slip and fall again. And then there's a 1 mile recovery back home, and that was my run for Thursday. On Friday, did 3 miles as another base run, so a little bit faster and easier pace. It recommended an 8:35 to 9:10 pace on this one. I ran that one at 8:53. Once again, we got some more snow, and just those kind of things kind of slow you down sometimes. And the sidewalks are not clear here. No one shovels their sidewalks, and so I'm left running on a road. The bad thing is I'm running on the roads when everybody is trying to get to work or going to school, and so I'm really having to watch out for traffic. But still doing it safely. And still getting out there and doing the runs. I feel better running on the roads, even though I have to watch out for traffic, than I do on sidewalks, which have ice underneath snow and you can't see the ice. So that's why I do what I do. Saturday morning, the long runs, because with the plan I chose for half marathon, with only doing a half marathon, it leaves me a little bit more time to train. And so I actually went from it's a little bit more of an intermediate marathon plan that I was doing, but now I'm doing more of an advanced half marathon plan. And so on my long runs, it doesn't even go by distance, it goes by time. So it had me going out for an hour and a half run on Saturday, and they wanted me to run the first 3/4 of that run, so about an hour and 7 minutes, a little over an hour and 7 minutes. Wanted me to run 8:35 to 9-minute pace, and for whatever reason I struggled with keeping it above an 8:35 pace. I probably ran that somewhere around 8:30, 8:33 was my normal splits on that one, but still it's about right on where I needed to be. And then the last quarter of that run, so the last 22 and a half minutes, was at 7:40 to 8:55 pace, and I was able to run that probably roughly around and 7:50. I'm sorry, 7:40 to 8:35 pace. And I ran that last quarter of my run in about 7:50 pace. So that ended up being 10.8 miles. And so, my runs were shorter. My mileage was less this week. I'm just trying to add them up here real quick. It was about 31, 32 miles last week. So that's a lot. That's less than what I've been doing with the marathon training, but that's what you're going to get when you cut your goal race in half, and you're only running a half marathon instead of a full marathon. So that was my week in training. A quick review of what I've been doing. Like I said, I'm taking advantage of the easy runs, which I think is really important just to get your legs recovered, and especially when those easy runs come after your weekend long run. Your legs just need to recover. They need some time. So it's not the time to, especially at my age, I'm almost 40. It's not the time to just start training and pushing harder and harder. You got to let your legs recover. So I feel confident with where things are at. I feel confident with the easier runs. I feel confident with the 1 week of interval training, and then also a couple of runs that are a little bit faster and easier pace. And so right now I feel confident where I'm at. Hopefully May 8th, Indy Mini, hopefully that works out and we're actually going to race. So far, so good. Indiana numbers for COVID-19, they are going down. We have a scale system here in Indiana where blue is you're back to normal. The yellow is the next level, then orange, and then red. Probably about 2 months ago, we were in red. Right now here in northern Indiana, and also in Indianapolis right now, Marion County, which is Indianapolis, we're both in yellow right now, and numbers are dropping. So hopefully by May, we're able to do some sort of in-person racing. If you want to join me for Indy Mini, I don't have a discount code. If you want a discount code, I can direct you to the people who do have them, because I know a couple people who do have them. There's a $5 off, I believe it is, and registration fee is $65 right now. That's not going up. They are not raising their registration fee at all this year. They're keeping it low. And if they don't run this year at all, if they cancel it, I don't think there might be a virtual option. I don't remember. But you can defer to 2022 if this race does not happen in person. So, and they're not going to, I highly doubt that they're going to postpone this race. So, let me know in the comments if you want a discount code. I can direct you to people who have those. So, Until next week, I'll be back actually probably later on this week to do another video, a little bit more fun, talking about race t-shirts and what you can do with those, especially the ones you don't wear anymore. So until then, look for that on Thursday. Until then, have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your run.